Hello and welcome to my channel In Search of Wonder. My name is Anne and today we have a birthday book haul. So originally this video was filmed to be part of my weekly reading wrap up from earlier this week, but it was way too long to tack onto that. So I ended up making it a separate video. So I apologize for the awkward introduction. That was a segue from what I had recorded to go in the weekly reading wrap up. I couldn't figure out how to edit it differently and still make sense. So apologies, but here we go. Okay. The dishwasher is done, and so I am going to film my massive book haul. So a lot of this is birthday acquisitions, and then there are some thrift store acquisitions, and I'll just briefly show you my little free library acquisitions, which you have already seen if you watched my video from Thursday. I just want to show everything that I have here. It's a lot. So let's just get started and go through it pretty quick. Okay, first of all, this was at a thrift store, the Thursday Murder Club, which I hear a lot of people talking about, and it has very much intrigued me, and I got it for like $1 at a thrift store. So then at a different thrift store, I picked up one book. They had Heaven there, which I loved this book so much, but I have a copy, but I wanted to get an extra copy to make available to other people. So, and it was only $1.99 at the thrift store, but I only had my card, so I didn't want to just make them charge $2 on the card. I wanted to get a few more things. So I found a few more books to get. So they had a nice copy of Martin Chuzzlewit by Charles Dickens. That is a chunker. 99 cents. That's one of his that I have not read yet and definitely want to. Well, I want to read all of his, so that was a no-brainer. And then this one by Liz Curtis Higgs. I've read a couple of her devotionals. One was on Psalms, I think. But this one is 31 verses to write on your heart. I like to do devotionals like short-term, you know, at different seasons or particular times. Mostly during the school year, I listen to the Bible in the mornings, but during the summer, I try different things. And at certain seasons, it's nice to have devotionals to read. So, and then A Fall of Marigolds by Susan Meissner. I've read one or two by her. I love her writing style. I don't always like what her books are about, or the topics, the way she handles them. But I don't know much about this one, but it's one that I've seen that I am interested in reading. So 99 cents. A cookbook. It was only 99 cents, I think. Yeah, 99 cents. Actually, I think it was half off because it had an orange. So I don't know. Anyway. So that was my thrift store haul. And then my sister recently got married, and so she's still in the process of cleaning out her apartment where she had a whole bunch of, collected a lot of things over the time that she lived there for the past several years. And so she's getting close to the time where she needs to vacate the apartment. And so she just told us all we could come, and she had pretty much gotten already all of the things that she actually needed. So the rest she was going to be donating or whatever. So she said we could go through it and take whatever we wanted. Well, she had some books and stuff. So, and also I guess I should say that she is a reseller. So on the side, she kind of does reselling on the side. So she had a lot of stuff like that, stuff that she had bought to resell. So it wasn't just like her personal stuff she was getting rid of. It was inventory. Anyway, but some of this stuff was actually her personal stuff she just didn't want to keep anymore. This is so cute. William Shakespeare, The Complete Plays in One Sitting. And this is from England because the price is in pounds. And it's just so adorable. I'm assuming she got it as a souvenir when we went to Shakespeare's home, I'm guessing. But it just has, like, for each play, it tells you who the major characters are, what the story is, and like a little illustration of it, and maybe just a quote from it. So it's all of the plays in one little tiny book. So this is a cute book to just like sit on your shelf. So I'm going to do just that with it. And then, oh my goodness, look at this. I collect old hymnals, and look at this one that she had. This little pocket hymnal. It's a Methodist hymnal, and I am not Methodist, but the Methodist hymnal is one of the big hymnals, and so I have a few of them. And this one, I don't even know when it's from, but I'm assuming the 1800s based on the age of it. I mean, what appears to be like the aging on it, and the page that would tell me exactly is ripped. I guess if I did a little research, I could probably find out for sure. Now, hymnals back in that time didn't have the music, the sheet music in it. It was just the lyrics of the hymns. And they told you what tune to sing it with. So it's in really, really good condition for being a really old book. Presumably a really old book. This is just kind of cool. This also was from my sister. Pronouncing Pocket Manual of Musical Terms. So just a cute little reference book there. Another old book. Let's see. Oh yeah, I thought this was cool. It's hard to see in this lighting on the binding. It says Recitations for the Social Circle. So here you can see a little better on the inside cover. So it's recitations for people. It's copyright 1896. You know, when people gathered in the parlor, and just different readings that they can memorize to recite. It's just really cool. The Study of Eloquence. Cicero. I don't know those Latin dudes. Greek. That's Latin. At the Stage Door by James Clarence Harvey is a poem. The Frenchman and the Landlord, anonymous. Different poems. Mark Twain and the Interviewer. Anyway, so cool for historic interest's sake. And then this also, to add to my hymnal collection, the new Golden Censer, a musical offering to the Sunday schools by, this is why I picked it up, William Bradbury. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know who William Bradbury is? Well, here it says, author of Fresh Laurels, The Golden Chain, Golden Shower, Aureola, Jubilee, etc. But more immediately recognizable to us would be, Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Yep, he wrote that. Looks like it was published in 1870. Another ancient little hymnal. And this one was for Sunday schools. Does it have, it doesn't have Jesus Loves Me in it. All right, so add to my hymnal collection. And then she had this copy of Alice in Wonderland. I just love the, I don't know what this is. It's not like embossed or raised or anything, but just this pattern printed all over with characters from the story all over the cover. It's just amazing. Why don't they do this anymore? It's just beautiful. And this edition, I'm gonna guess mid-century. Well, it doesn't have a date. It doesn't have a date, so I don't know when this particular one was printed. I guess it could have been in the early 1900s. I don't know. Anyway, cool edition. And then this one in a very different style. The rest of these are not old ones that I got from her, but this is Jamie Langston Turner, No Dark Valley. I have read a few books by her many years ago. I think she wrote a couple decades ago. Yeah, this one was 2004. And she didn't write very many books, like 5 or 6 maybe. But the ones that I read, I really enjoyed. They were slow moving and really character driven rather than plot driven, but I enjoyed them. So that's No Dark Valley. And then this was a journal that she had, like Eiffel Tower stuff on it. And then another journal, still in the wrapper. Oh, I got this for my husband, but I forgot to give it to him. He likes this kind of book. Washington Dulles International Airport. He likes airports. He likes airplanes. He likes, I was going to say archaeology, but that's wrong. Architecture. And he likes books like this that have a lot of pictures with the captions. Like he likes these kind of like history books. We have one or two about the county we live in and the town we live in, this exact same style images. I guess it's all part of the Images of America series. Anyway, he's enjoyed them. So I thought he would like this. So I picked that up for him. Will he be so happy when I tell him? And then another hymn book, Christmas Carols and Hymns by Hollis Dan. This one is copyright 1910. Entered at Stationers' Hall, London. Christmas Carols and Hymns. That's so cool. By Hollis Dan. And it has a lot of carols in it I've never heard of. Carols for Christmas Eve, chantons, burgers, Noel, Noel. So that was all from my sister picking through her stuff, which was fun. And then, very briefly, what I picked up in my little free library hunt, A Most Agreeable Murder, a novel by Julia Seals, which I have seen. I think Chantal maybe was the one who mentioned this that I saw on her channel. And so when I saw it in the little free library, I was like, oh, I remember that sounded interesting when somebody mentioned it on YouTube. So I picked it up. I do love the cover. Reading the reviews on Goodreads and the description of it, it may be a little too zany for my taste, but it may just hit the right spot because I don't mind a little zany. Zany can be fun. We'll see if it's a little too much or if it's just perfect. And then Everything Sad is Untrue, which I have read and I love. And now I have my own copy. Salt to the Sea. I have not read it. Have been wanting to get a copy for a while, but just have not. So here we go. I'm gonna read it. And then I ordered The Blue Castle because I wanted to read this as a buddy read with Courtney and Morgan as soon as we can get around to it. So we'll be buddy reading that with them soon. I'm very much looking forward to reading this one. I don't believe I've ever read it before. So I'm going to cross that off of my list for Ella Montgomery books. Okay, the rest of the books that I'm going to show you are birthday gifts. So let me start with this. My husband gave me a set of these. They're like, it's like a leather clip with my initial on it, little magnet bookmark thing. There were two of them. And then a friend of mine gave me this set of similar concept, but smaller ones. And they have little music notes and stuff on them. Perfect. Does she know me or what? And actual books. Where to start? Okay, so let's start with this one. This was Thrift Books' gift to me. So I got a free gift on Thrift Books and I could pick one. I don't know, I think I had to pick one that was $7 or less or something like that. And I've been wanting to get my own copy of Jack and Jill because at some point along the way, I got rid of the copy I had, even though it was one of my favorite Louisa May Alcott books. Sorry, I'm just looking at the ephemera that's in this book that I didn't notice before. Look at this. A little postcard. It says, no postage stamp necessary if mailed in the United States. Do you think that still applies? And on the back, Jane Austen 3-volume set, Pride and Prejudice, Emma, Sense and Sensibility. Send no money now. Free 10-day examination. That's so cool. It was in this book. There's some other stuff in here too. Anyway, I didn't have my own copy of Jack and Jill. For some reason, I got rid of it at some point, even though it's my favorite Louisa May Alcott. So it's a little bit hard to find though. So I found this one. It wasn't the one. This happens on Thrift Books sometimes. It wasn't the one that was pictured, which it's fine though. The dust cover is a little bit ruined, but unfortunately, the actual cover is not that exciting, just a brown color. So I don't know. I generally don't keep dust covers, especially if they're kind of ratty like that. Well, definitely if they're ratty. I mean, I would keep a dust cover if it was nice, but a ratty one like that, I feel like it detracts from the book rather than adds to it. But it does have the deckled edges, is that what they're called? And it has some illustrations in it, which is lovely. So this was the book that I picked for Thrift Books to give me for my birthday. And then my sister sent me 2 books that were on my Thrift Books list for my birthday. This is so cool. This is Everyday Shakespeare Lines for Life. And I don't know who told me about this or where I found out about it. And then I added it to my want to read list or my wish list on Thrift Books and Amazon. But it's so cool. I hope this isn't weird to say, but it's like a devotional with Shakespeare, by which I mean, not that it inspires devotion of any kind, and not that we worship Shakespeare. No, absolutely not. It's just organized in daily quick readings. That's all I mean. That's the only way it compares. So each day has a quote. So today is, May 10th? So for May 10th, it says, "It is the bright day that brings forth the adder and that craves weary walking." So it has a quote and then a brief explanation of the context of the quote or some explanation of the origin of it, the meaning of it, whatever, anything that expounds on the quote itself. And then a little brief information about the play itself that it comes from. And that quote is from Julius Caesar. So I thought that was really cool. And I love the cover. And look at that. The butterfly on the cover and all of the little drawings in it. She also sent me this book, which has been on my list ever since it came out and started getting really good reviews. I'm very curious to read this, Becoming Free Indeed by Jinger, Duggar, Vuolo. I've heard a lot of great things. If you've read it, tell me what you think. And then Lindsay, thank you. She sent me a couple books that I am very excited to dig into. This is Dickensland, which ever since I saw this at Barnes & Noble, I have wanted to get it. The Curious History of Dickens's London. I think I might save this for Victober this year and read it then. It's all about the real places in London that Dickens wrote about in his books. I don't know how they know that those were the places that he wrote about, because I think he gave them different names and probably described them somewhat differently. So I don't know if he kept notes somewhere or if they're just making assumptions or if they did. I don't know because I haven't read it yet, but I'm very curious because I want to know. And if I ever get back to London again, which I hope I do, I wouldn't mind seeing if any of these places are still in existence today. I could go and see them. And she also sent me Lucy Worsley is the author, who is kind of a Jane Austen expert. Jane Austen at Home, a biography. I have read a couple of biographies of Jane Austen. I know that doesn't surprise anybody, but I really want to read this one. So I am looking forward to digging into that. Looking forward to that one. And then Morgan sent me Discovering Daniel by Amir Tsarfati. He co-wrote it with Dr. Rick Young, who I don't know who that is. But this one is Finding Our Hope in God's Prophetic Plan Amid Global Chaos. And I just recently, like a couple weeks ago, read Daniel in my morning devotions. And first of all, was just once again blown away by Daniel's character and how closely he walked with the Lord, how principled he was, how wise he was. But I was also a little bit, as usual, confused by his dreams and his visions and the things that he talked about. And what's so funny to me about prophetic passages in scripture, like when someone has a dream and then the dream isn't always explained what it means. But when it is explained, I'm still like, cool, but what? What does that mean? I'm sorry. I'm still confused. I don't know. Daniel, I'm glad that you understand, but I don't personally. What does that mean? Okay. So anyways, I am looking forward to reading that one. And then Tammy from Protagonist Pub got me Godmersham Park by Gil Hornby, which, as I talked about earlier, I'm very sorry to say I DNF'd it. And that's really sad because I really wanted to love it so much. Finally, this is from another one of my sisters, 5 Little Peppers and How They Grew. Look at this, gorgeous. Now this one is like embossed. It's like raised, textured. It's little flowers. And look at the edge there. I don't actually know if I've ever read The Five Little Peppers and How They Grew. I may have when I was little. So this one was published in 1881. And then, oh, I love the dedication. This is perfect for Mother's Day. It's a great place to close here. To the memory of my mother, whose wise in counsel, tender in judgment, and in all charity, strengthful. Is that a word? Strengthful in Christian faith and purpose. I dedicate with reverence this simple book. Aw, that's so sweet. Okay, that says strengthful. Do you see that? I have never heard that word in my life. But anyways, that's so sweet. She dedicated it to her mom, or to the memory of her mother. Oh, I love it. But I really don't think I have ever read The Five Little Peppers. But I think that I would like to. I totally should. Wow, it's 410 pages. Goodness. All right, so anyways, that was from my sister. So, thank you for watching this far, and I hope you have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments the books that I got, what you think about any of those, if any of them interest you, and which ones I should read first and prioritize. And I will see you next time. Bye.